So I think tonight what we're going to do is just talk a little bit. I'm going to answer some questions, just common questions that people ask, and we're just going to talk about some stuff. I really don't feel like working on anything. It's a nice night, so let's just talk a little bit. You guys have been asking to see pictures of, some of my other cars. So tonight we're going to talk about some stuff that's not all Fords. Now I'm not going to go through all of my cars tonight, just because we're going to save those for other videos. What I'm going to do is talk about the non-Ford cars that I've owned, and I've actually owned quite a few. So back in, I think it was 05, I had a 72 Pontiac Ventura with a 406 with a 400 small block Chevrolet, bored to a 406. Had a solid roller cam in it, had dark Iron Eagle heads. Not much to it, guys. It was a very simple build, just run of the mill. The heads were pretty much stock out of the box from what I remember. Victor Jr. intake, 750 carburetor. It had been worked over. But man, let me tell you guys, that's where I really fell in love with the automatic. I had a 2-speed Power Glide. It was built, and man, this thing was quick. Back in 05, 06, I want to say it was 06 or so, this car ran 690s in the 8th on motor. You could drive this thing to the track. Now I had 456 gears in it, so I mean it was humming, but you could drive this thing to the track, and it was pretty quick. It really was, especially for its time. To be old school carbureted car, I was impressed with this thing. So really that's where I fell in love with the automatics. Now we'd had automatics through the years. My dad, as you all know, has a 73 Mach 1, and it was an automatic car, and I loved it. It had a little shift kit, I think a 2500 stall. It was a fun car. At any point you could just touch that thing and it would just light the tires up. But the Ventura was next level. So I kind of got hooked on that. I'm like, man, this is nice, not having to shift gears and stuff. Fast forward about 6 years later, I got a 71 or 72 Chevelle. Here's a picture of that. So beautiful car. It wasn't a show car necessarily, but it was a very, very clean car. Now this was a 408, and it had I think it had a hydraulic roller in it, if I'm not mistaken. And it didn't run as good as the Ventura did. It didn't have the compression, I don't think, that the Ventura did. It had a 3-speed in it, had a turbo 350 in it with, I don't know all the specs on the car. I actually traded a Jeep for it, but I think that car ran 730s, 720s, something like that. But it was a fun car. I think I have a little bit of video of it. If I do, I'll include it right here for you guys.
$734.
So the point is, in showing you guys these cars and talking about that, that's kind of the mentality with this car right here. That's why I want to build it the way that I want to build it. So I just want to kind of go back to that old school hot rod days of the built automatic, cruising around with a little bit of a stall. This thing just talking shit at the red light, and you can just leave out and just spin tires as long as you want to. That's kind of the mindset here. I want to go back to the days of like the Mach 1, of the Chevelle, the Ventura. This thing will be a blast. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I absolutely love a 5-speed car. I love them. But I've done a lot of racing in my day, and it's really hard to run with the same car, same mod, same horsepower. One's a 5-speed, one's an automatic. No matter how good you can drive, no matter how quick you can shift, it's just really hard. Anyway, guys, that's enough of that. I just thought I would show you guys those two cars. Love those things. There's a lot of other Mustangs and stuff that I'm going to show you guys in time. We got a lot of cars to share. Also, I get questions, all the time about carbureting a car. You know, how hard is it? And should I do it? And why don't you do it? Well, it's not hard at all. It's something that you can do in your driveway. You can do it in your garage. You can do it out here. It doesn't take that long to do. We actually done Andrew's car not too long ago, and it took us a little while, no doubt. But I let Andrew do a lot of the work, and he was just kind of really getting into turning wrenches good. And he did it all by himself pretty much. I was just there to guide him along, but he pretty much did it himself. And it probably took 4 hours to do. But man, that little car runs so good. I will put a link to a video right here to show you how good the car runs. Quick. And there's a big difference between, you know, one of these cars with stock upper and lower intake, you know, stock injectors and stuff like that, versus one of these cars with, you know, a carburetor and intake. You're getting so much more flow, so much more fuel for, you know, a lot cheaper price. But come on, guys, some of these intakes for these cars, $700 plus, and you still got to buy injectors, throttle body, mass air meter, you know, EGR spacer, whatever the case may be. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. I mean, you can spend all the money in the world that you want to spend, you know, on a carbureted car, no doubt. And nitrous systems, a lot of people think they're so cheap. They're not. Nitrous systems can get very expensive. Of course, if you're just going to go with a plate system and, you know, you just want a 100 shot, 125 shot, by all means, you know, just buy yourself a cheap, you know, $500 kit or something like that, and that should work for you fine. The problem is once you start getting up into the big power, you really need to ramp the stuff in. You need to manage it more. So that stuff gets expensive. You can have just as much in nitrous as you do in a turbo setup, I mean, or more. It's just the way it is. We'll do a carbureted Fox at some point. I can promise you guys, at some point. So I'm just going to kind of read through some of the comments because there's been some good comments out there and there's been some negative comments. So why don't you yank one of those computerized POS engines out and put a well-carbureted 352 Windsor. Computer EPA cars are no fun. I don't even consider them real cars. Well, look, a lot of you guys don't agree with how I do things, and that's fine. But this is my channel, and this is the way I like to do things. I'm me. I'm not trying to be anybody else. You know, I'm not trying to put on a show for you guys. I'm not trying to do the things that necessarily you just want me to do. I try to stay within my wheelhouse. So that's basically what this channel is. This channel is all the little things that I enjoy doing, and I hope that you guys enjoy them also. Not everybody will, but that's fine. And another thing is I get questions all the time about why don't I pull codes. And, you know, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know why I don't. I know it's being stubborn and it's probably old school, but I look at it like this. I want to learn these cars. I want to use my brain to figure these cars out and learn them, because I believe that that's the best way to learn. Now, pulling codes is not a bad thing at all. You can pull codes, save yourself some time and some money, but I really enjoyed getting my head in the game out here, grinding it out, tracing stuff down and figuring it out yourself. And the reason is because let's say something happens and your car breaks down on you beside the road. You don't have any way to pull codes. You need to know what these components do and the ways to track this stuff down. I had a lot of comments on Cliff's car about why didn't you just pull codes? You could have found the problem instantly. Guys, we pretty much knew the problem with that car about 5 minutes in. We knew we had an idle air control issue. We didn't know exactly what it was, but we knew we had an issue. So we just kept tracing things down until we found the problem. And I went all the way back to the computer. Now, we have still not completed this car yet. Cliff's going to bring it back over at some point, and we're going to go ahead and fix that. He had to leave that day. He had to go home. So as soon as we found the problem, he had to leave. So we'll get that little car over here, and I hope that it is a 347 like he was told. I hope that car runs good, because it is so clean. I'm going to give you guys a full, like, detailed review of this thing, and it is a very, very clean car. But anyway, that's why I do things the way I do. I'm hard-headed. I'm old school, guys. That's what I like to do, you know. And I know that some of you out there are the same way. I know I get hate for it. It's fine. You know what? Pull your codes and do whatever you got to do. I'm going to do things my way. At some point, we will pull codes. We'll get into that. But right now, I'm just not into it. It's not really my thing. And another thing, the video that I did where I had these two cars out and we were talking about what was that down? What was that video? I can't even remember that video. Oh. So the video that I did on the Fox Body and American Icon, video is done pretty good. I got a lot of hate in that video because I did not mention the convertibles as a body style. But I'm probably way off base here, but this is the way I look at the whole convertible thing. To me, in my opinion, the convertibles were an option, not so much a body style. Because if you think about it, so you got the coupe, the hatchback, and the GT, which the coupe and the hatchback were LXs. So really maybe just two cars. Anyway, the whole convertible thing, I just view it as an option. Like that was an option for different body style cars. An LX convertible is simply an LX optioned out to a convertible. I know you guys, that's not really how it works, but that's the way I view it anyway. Something else too while we're at it. Guys, these 17-inch turbines that I photoshopped for this black convertible, I'll show you guys a picture of that right here. Oh my God, like what do you, come on guys, you're sleeping on these wheels. I'm telling you, let's get these things made. What's it gonna hurt you? You know what, just jump on board, start messaging LMR, message CJ Pony Parts, wheelreplicas.com, OE Wheels, hit all these people up. I'm telling you, if we show enough interest, we can get these wheels. Come on guys, if we got 10 holes remade, we can get the turbines remade. Do a 17x9 up front and a 17x10 in the back on the turbines, but make the center cap like made into the wheel. Don't have the center cap detachable. There's no point in that. Just have it all one piece, guys, and like a hyper coat finish like these wheels are, with that polished. Oh man, I'm telling you guys, you're sleeping on these wheels. Hit up everybody with them if you like the idea. We've done this one time before back I think it was around 06 or so. We did something very similar with the anniversary wheels, which are, well, these wheels right here actually. Everybody wanted a larger version of the anniversary wheels off of the 03 anniversary Cobras. We wanted a bigger wheel option. Well, I think Wheel Replicas or OE Wheels was doing it at the time, and man, they just were not, they weren't hitting the mark. I don't know what it was. So I ended up photoshopping a deep dish wheel the way that I felt like it needed to look, and I posted it on SVT Performance. And anyway, if you guys ever want to look around, my name on SVT Performance is I Envy No One. So that's who I am over there. So you guys can check all this stuff out. The threads are still there. But anyway, I posted that picture up, and a lot of guys were asking, like, where did you get those wheels? And, you know, told them it was a Photoshop. And that photo kind of circulated around the internet back then. And ended up, we got the right wheels. I mean, we got the wheels that we wanted. So that helped at least show these companies this is what we want. So it can be done. It can be done with any wheel. I mean, come on, guys. They're getting these things made over in China. I mean, they're knocking them out. I don't care how heavy they are. I don't care. You know, if you're going to go drag racing and you want some drag wheels, you're not going to buy these anyway. You're going to buy some actual legit drag wheels. So if they're heavy, I don't really care. I just want them for the looks. But you know, a lot of people are talking about the turbines. I'm seeing these factory turbines show up on these cars a lot lately, and they look good. I'm not going to lie to you. They do look good, but they need to be bigger. Come on. Let's go from a 15 to a 17, and I promise you, get the offset right like this. I'm telling you, we're going to be on to something. That's the next thing, in my opinion. Sorry, I just wanted to get out here and talk tonight. That's all. I just felt like talking, rambling a little bit, just kind of hanging out, you know. Like if you were sitting here with me right now, we were all just kind of talking back and forth. That's really the format of this. And I know it would be best if we went live or something, but tonight I just wanted to come out here. I had a few minutes and sit and talk to you guys about some of the kind of the hot topics lately that have come across the channel and across Instagram and stuff like that. So let me just check back through the comments real quick. I'm gonna look through YouTube and see. Oh, see, that's why I do this, because I'm scatterbrained. We have tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna place the order for the rest of the interior stuff for the Calypso clone. I'm telling you, you're going to love what we're doing. It will not all be complete. It's probably going to be about 80% complete on the interior of the car after this order. And remember, guys, we have a bunch of stuff sitting right behind you. Carpet, hatch carpet, bunch of stuff. We got everything. Cup holder consoles, we got all this stuff. But there's two really big components that we are missing on the interior of the car we got to have. And we will be purchasing that. So I hope you guys like what it is that we got coming. We're going to make this thing really clean. We're not done with this thing. We're not done. There's a lot of stuff also on the Calypso clone that's going to have to come back off and be, you know, sanded and resprayed. I've scratched some stuff up. The door rubbed right there on the bottom of my ground effects and stuff like that. So we still got some work left to be done on this car. As far as this car goes, we're going to take it back over to my mom's. My mom and my stepdad have 15 shops out there at their house where they live, so it's easy to store stuff there. So this car's probably going to go away again for a while, and that's simply because I don't want it to sit out here. I mean, it's filthy right now, and it just doesn't need to be out in the weather and the elements if I can help it. So that car's going to go over there. Hopefully next year we'll get a shop built, and we'll get this, and the Terminator over here in the shop, and possibly start on another build if my wife doesn't kill me. Also, I just want to say thanks for all the love and the support, just in general. I don't answer all the comments like I used to. I would sit down for hours, I mean hours and hours and hours, and just answer comments and answer comments. And I just can't do it now. I don't have the time, and I wish I did. I read pretty much all the comments, but yeah, I just don't have time anymore. Talk to me down below. Let me know some of the things that you would like to have covered on the channel. Talk about installs, you know, just random stuff. You know, let me know little how-tos, and or if you guys want to know my thoughts on anything. I really want to get out more and do stuff like this. Do stuff like the Fox Body American Icon video. You know, the whole working on stuff all the time. I don't have as much time as I used to. And my time is actually about to be very, very short for the next couple months, we'll say. But I really like getting out talking. I love to run my mouth. I could sit here and talk to you guys all night. I just wish you could talk back to me. So we're going to have to do this live thing here pretty soon. I can promise you we're going to do the live thing at some point. But just know that my brain is, I'm so scatterbrained, guys. You see all these jump cuts in this video. There's a reason for all these jump cuts, because my brain is just, I can't like put together a complete sentence half the time without jump cuts. So you're going to notice that with the live feed when we do that. You're like, oh my god, this guy is a little rough around the edges, but hey, it's me, and I'm cool with that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up tonight. I know there was really nothing to talk about, but at the same time there was a lot to talk about. I just wanted to get out here and run my mouth, I guess, to you guys. So, hey, I appreciate you listening. Be looking forward to this interior. It's going to take us a couple weeks, probably, maybe, yeah, probably a couple weeks before everything comes in and we start working on this. But we're going to find something to talk about in the upcoming videos. And as always, thanks for watching. Oh, I'm going to have to come up here.